The glass tower loomed over the city, its top floors glowing like fire against the night sky. Elena Vasquez, CEO of a billion-dollar corporation, swept through the lobby with her usual air of quiet dominance. Every employee she passed lowered their gaze. She was known as untouchable, a woman who commanded respect without a single wasted word. At the elevator, she pressed the button and exhaled. Another day of endless meetings and soulless boardroom battles behind her. When the golden doors slid open, she stepped inside, relishing the momentary solitude. But just before the doors closed, a man in a faded uniform rushed forward, holding the hand of a small boy. His mop and bucket rattled as he pulled them inside. Elena stiffened at the intrusion, her private space suddenly shared. The man kept his eyes on the floor, breathing heavily from rushing. The boy, however, couldn't stop staring at Elena. His big brown eyes reflected the sterile elevator light, curious yet oddly knowing. As the car began to rise, Elena felt the boy's gaze on her, heavier than she expected. She shifted slightly, annoyed. But before she could speak, his small voice cut through the hum of the motor. "Don't talk," he whispered. Elena's head snapped toward him. "What did you just say?" The boy's grip tightened on his father's hand. His voice trembled but carried a strange certainty. "Don't talk. The reason will shock you." The words hit Elena like ice water. For a heartbeat, she forgot to breathe. Something about the way he said it, not playful, not mocking, made her chest ache with a memory she thought she had buried forever. The janitor quickly hushed his son. "Quiet, Mateo," he said sternly, bowing his head in apology. "I'm sorry, ma'am." But Elena couldn't shake it. Those 4 words rang louder than any boardroom debate she had ever won. The elevator chimed at the 12th floor, and the janitor hurried his son out, leaving Elena standing alone in the mirrored walls. She caught her reflection, perfect makeup, flawless suit, diamond earrings glinting under the light, but her eyes betrayed her. "Don't talk. The reason will shock you." Her fingers trembled as she brushed the steel railing, and suddenly, the polished elevator blurred into another scene, a hospital corridor from years ago. She was 6 again, small and frightened, clutching her mother's hand. Her father had walked out days earlier, leaving them with nothing but bills and broken promises. And when the doctor knelt down to her level, his voice gentle, Elena remembered the sting of his words. "She won't speak," he told her mother softly. "The trauma has taken her voice. It may come back, or it may not." For 2 years, Elena had lived in silence. Unable to form words, she had endured teasing, pity, and isolation. When her voice finally returned, it came with a vow. Never again would she be weak, never again voiceless. She built her empire on power, precision, and control, burying the terrified. Elena couldn't focus the rest of the evening. Her assistants delivered reports. Her directors asked for signatures, but her mind replayed only one thing, the boy's whisper. "Don't talk. The reason will shock you." When she finally dismissed everyone and left her office near midnight, the building was nearly empty except the faint scrape of a mop echoed down the corridor. She followed the sound until she saw him, the janitor from the elevator, quietly cleaning the marble floor, his son curled up asleep on a folded jacket nearby. Elena's heels clicked sharply against the stone as she approached. The janitor looked up, startled, then lowered his head. "Forgive him, ma'am," he murmured quickly. "Mateo. He says strange things sometimes. He didn't mean to upset you." Elena crossed her arms, her voice colder than she intended. "Upset me? That boy looked into my soul and said words he couldn't possibly know." "Explain that." The man shifted uneasily, wringing the mop handle. His voice cracked with both exhaustion and shame. "He's different. Ever since his mother died, The janitor's throat tightened. "He has these moments. He sees things. Sometimes he knows things he shouldn't. Like he can feel people's pain even if they hide it." Elena's breath caught. Her pulse quickened as her gaze flicked to the boy's sleeping form. "What exactly has he seen about me?" The janitor hesitated, glancing nervously at the CEO's hardened expression. Finally, he whispered, "He said you've been carrying silence in your chest since you were little. That even when you talk, sometimes your heart is still mute." He said, "You're scared to let anyone hear the truth." Elena staggered back a step, the words slicing deeper than she thought possible. No one in her empire knew her childhood secret. She had locked it away, and now a janitor's son had laid it bare. Elena's knees felt weak. For the first time in years, She lowered herself onto one of the lobby benches, her diamond bracelet clinking against the armrest. She stared at the child, peaceful, innocent, his small chest rising and falling with sleep. And she whispered almost to herself, "How could he know that?" The janitor, too tired to pretend, finally spoke the truth. "Because he's been through it too, ma'am." Matteo stopped speaking for nearly a year after his mother's accident. Doctor said he might never talk again, but one day he did, and since then, he feels things most of us can't. Elena's throat tightened. She remembered nights as a little girl, pressing her lips shut in terror, wishing anyone would understand. And here was this boy, this fragile child of a janitor, who saw her not as a powerful CEO but as a woman with scars. The janitor sighed. "We don't need your pity. I'm just trying to give him a life better than mine. That's all." Elena rose slowly, her heels silent now. She looked at the janitor, then at Matteo, and something inside her shifted. For years, she had measured worth in billions,